All right, let's start with the question. Which quotation from the interviews best illustrates the journalist's claims? This is kind of like a support question, right? Best illustrates the journalist's claims. So let's make sure we focus on what the journalist is saying. Art collectives like the United States and Vietnam-based collective, the Propeller Group, or Cuba's Los Carpinteros, are groups of artists who agree to work together, perhaps for stylistic reasons, or to advance certain shared political ideals, or to help mitigate the cost of supplies and studio space. All of that is great, but so far I don't care about any of it because none of it is about the journalists. Regardless of the reasons, art collectives usually involve some collaboration among the artists based on a recent series of interviews with various art collectives, and arts journalist claims that this can be difficult for artists who are often used to having sole control over their work. Notice, the entire passage was positive up until the part that I cared about. Right? The entire thing seemed to be saying how great these collectives are. They let people share and work together. It's awesome. And then, boom, the journalist hits us with, it's difficult for artists because they don't like sharing control. Okay? So this is why the question is so important, because you don't want all those positives clogging up your brain when now we're searching for a quote that is negative. So let's take a look. Choice A. The first collective I joined included many amazingly talented artists, and we enjoyed each other's company. But because we had a hard time sharing credit and responsibility for our work, the collective didn't last. That sounds negative, and it seems to suggest that control was the issue. So, okay. Let's keep going, though, obviously. We don't want to just pick that. We work together, but that doesn't mean that individual projects are equally the work of all of us. Many of our projects are primarily the responsibility of whoever originally proposed the work to the group. Now, look, I think you could maybe spin this as negative, right? We're not equally sharing the work, but this is clearly far less negative than choice A was. So maybe we keep it in, but A is still the front runner because that's just coming out and saying that like the collective didn't last, there was a problem. This I'm kind of forcing the problem out of the lines. That's not good. You don't really want to do that. So I don't know. This one doesn't have a strong feeling to me, certainly not as strong as A. C. Having worked as a member of a collective for several years, it's sometimes hard to recall what it was like to work alone without the collective support. Oh, so I thought that was going to be negative and it turned out to not be. But that support encourages my individual expression rather than limits it. Well, this is definitely positive. Nope, doesn't work. Sometimes an artist from outside the collective will choose to collaborate with us on a project, but all of those projects fit within the larger themes of the work the collective does on its own. I don't care about any of this. I don't care about where the people come from. I just care whether they can work together or not. So this is just a random thing. So it's definitely A. And again, the reason this was so easy for me is that I knew what I was looking for. I read the question, and so my brain was only looking to absorb information about the journalist's view, which was very much different than everything that came before it in the passage. Not to say I shouldn't have read that other stuff, just like it's background that helps me understand, but I need to focus on specifically what the journalists are saying. So make sure you focus on this when you have these questions, because there might be multiple people or multiple ideas within these short passages, and the question is going to direct you to the right one.